Jorge Lopez on the mound for the Nationals. He's blowing into his hand because it's a cold night. He's trying to keep the game at bay. They're losing by 1. He'd like to keep it that way. Now, there's a lot of background I need to give you before we dive into this breakdown, which is brought to you by DirecTV. The game before, Mitch Keller hit DeYoung in the face, fractured his nose with a fastball. Now, I think that was an accident. He's torn up about it. No one wants to really look. There's a lot of blood. Warning, a lot of blood coming. He fractured his nose. Ew. Gross. Terrible. Feel for him. The pitcher doesn't want to see that. He's like, oh my goodness, what have I done? But DeYoung got hit in the head. He got hit in the face. He fractured his nose. He had to lead the game. That's some context that is somewhat important. Also, there's context from a year earlier, the season before, when Jorge Lopez was pitching for the Cubs and he's trying to hold a 3-0 lead. He came into the game against the Pirates, and with 2 runners on and no outs, Bryan Reynolds is up, the lefty. He digs in, and he's going to take a 1-1 pitch and smash it over the ivy to tie the game. So it was a 3-0 lead. Now it's 3-3. Then Andrew McCutchen comes up, and he's going to take his 1-1 pitch, and he's going to hit it over the ivy. A 95-mile-per-hour sinker in that he crushes over the wall to give the Pirates the lead. So there you go. There's some retaliation maybe in store for getting hit yesterday. There's retaliation maybe in store because these guys took you deep last year. Lopez has a history of pitching up and in. He has a history of kind of being a wild card and emotional. He threw his glove at the ump last year. We did a video on that and then got DFA'd because the Mets said that his actions were not good. So that's all the context I think you need. Also, it's a cold night and the ball might be slippery. So here we go. We go to that 7th inning, and I'm going to speed roll through a bunch of these pitches to show you. He was locating pretty well, throwing a lot of off-speed, slider. This 2-seam, that's a little up and in. Nice location, slider away. He's got base runners on. A run came in, and now who comes up with 2 outs and a runner on second? Bryan Reynolds, the guy that took him deep to tie the game last year. First pitch against Reynolds is up and in and at him all the way across. He drops his bat. He runs to first. Lopez doesn't really react, just sniffs. Nose is a little runny. Just kind of looks at him and says, okay, yeah, cool. You got hit? No nod, no nothing. Then who comes up next? McCutchen, the guy who hit the homer off him to give the Pirates the lead last year. First pitch, we got a breaking ball for a strike, and you can see Kutch kind of reacting here, kind of getting stiffened up by that. I think he thought maybe that was going to come right at him. That one is low and away, and then the 1-1 pitch is scary at his head. Drops him down. He says, whoa, walks it off. Catch your breath. That is got to be terrifying. Just drops him to the ground. Fans are upset. Look at this ball. Look how close that came to his head. That's not good. That woman had a really good view. Says, keep that shit down, bro. What the fuck? Damn. Hit me. Don't hit me in the head. It's kind of what they always say. Walks it off, dusts it off. Lopez, no reaction really. Shelty comes out, and I'm not positive what he says here, so I didn't put the words on the screen, but I think he says something like, fucking throw that fucking ball the first time. You know, a lot of time they say if you're going to hit a guy, don't pitch to him breaking balls, think you're actually going to pitch to him, and then sneak attack him. When guys are expecting it, they'd like it to happen on the first pitch so they can be a little more prepared. Ron Culpa, the umpire, is going to be like, you want me to talk to him? He's like, yeah, go talk fucking twice. Go talk to him. Lopez tries to talk. He says, nope, I got to talk to my buddies. We're going to decide if that was intentional or not, because even without warnings, they can just eject him if they think it's intentional. Lopez turns around and he says, come on, dog. It was over my head, bro. Dog, let's fucking go. I didn't throw at you. Now, a lot of people thought he was calling him soft there, and there is one of the broadcasts. You can faintly hear the audio. It'd be a mess for me to play it for you, but You could faintly hear it, and you could hear this, the "come on, dog," and then I was turning it up, heard in my eardrums. He doesn't say soft. I think what I heard him say was, "Dog, let's fucking go. I didn't throw at you. It was at my head. Come on, man." And then the umpires hear all this commotion. They're like, "Oh, we gotta snap into action. We gotta stop this." He's upset, and they're upset. Shelty runs out. Pham skips in front of his manager, says, "Get out of here. Get out of here." O'Neal Cruz takes Kutch away. Everyone's running out. Pham's at the front. Shelty's pointing and yelling at someone. The manager, I don't know. Miguel Cairo gets in the mix on the other side. The bullpens come out. Cold night, so they're probably one. Look, Cairo's yelling, like, "Get out of here. You get out. Get the fuck out of here. You get out of here. Fucking go." Cairo's always hot. I did a breakdown on him recently, or last year, I think, where he was the one John. So he's mad. Umpires got to wrap him up. Pham's like, "Go that way, dude. You get out of here." O'Neal Cruz, Pham, get out of here. Sticking up for their guy, galvanizing everyone, then says, "Okay, cool, we'll leave." "Yeah, we'll leave." Umpires still have to figure out what the ruling is, and Lopez just has to stand around and wait for them to talk, and he's just watching and waiting and hoping, and then they say, "Nah, you're out of here." And he's like, "Oh, come on. What? Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit." Yeah, he's not happy. Not happy. Walks down the steps. He's got to go to the clubhouse now. Team's in a tough spot. He's very slow to walk out. Martinez trying to figure out, he's like, "What's going on, huh?" And then he comes back. He says, "That's bullshit. You can't fucking do that. Fuck are you doing? Let's go." So he left the clubhouse, came back, and then David Martinez asked the question that everyone's thinking right now. He says, "How do you know he did it on purpose?" Nobody knows that, right? Right? Yeah, I mean, kind of, but it's an educated guess. Reynolds, I think, thinks he did it on purpose because you could see him talk to a teammate right now, and he says, "He told me this would happen." So someone told him it would happen, so he thinks it's on purpose. He's like, "Yeah, he told me this happened." Like, are you kidding me? What? I saw it coming, and I was like, "Oh, here we go. Take it." Kutch is saying it was close. It was right over. It was right at me, but that was way up there. Yeah, and then someone's going to ask him, like, "You think he did it on purpose?" He's like, "I think so." He's like, "Have you seen him before?" He's like, "Oh, I seen him. I parked him last year. Yeah. It was a sinker in. So I knew it was on." Yeah. And then this coach on the Nats says something that I was trying to figure out what he said for a while. I couldn't figure it out. And then instead of deleting it, I figured maybe you guys know. Because to me, it looks like he's fed up with Lopez a little bit, but I don't want to infer if I have no idea what he's saying. But it looks like he points him out and he says, "What I keep seeing is bullshit clown." But I don't think that's what he says. I don't think that's what he says. He repeats it twice. Bullshit town. I don't think that's what he's saying. But that's what it looks like. Anyway, the inning has to continue, and Kutch's bat has to continue. It is a 2-1 count. We have a new pitcher in. That's ball 3, low and away. And then this is ball 4, breaking ball under the zone. Kutch walks to first. Bases are now loaded. O'Neal Cruz is up, who had Kutch's back. And he says, "You know what, dog? I got your back again." Kabam! Way gone. Watches it. Looks at it, enjoys it. Grand slam for O'Neal Cruz, the man with 2 last names. Fireworks in the sky. Pirates take the lead. And then Lopez got suspended for 3 games. So the league said, "Yeah, we think this is on purpose." With DirecTV, you can watch your MLB games completely satellite free. No satellite dish required to enjoy the game you love. Are you ready to transform your baseball watching experience? Head to directv.com/Jomboy or scan the QR code on screen. Appreciate you guys. See you later.